Confessions of a Bartender. I have seen a lot of shit go down working at a bar, but this incident hits a level I'll never forget. This happened in August last year when I was finishing up cleaning with my fellow bartenders on a very late Friday night. When one of the bussy boys screamed while cleaning the men's room and he called us all in. Some sick fuck drew the exact Simba on the mirror that the old baboon draws in the cave when Simba is born, with his own shit. I gave my manager a look and said, if you asked me to clean it, I am getting the fuck out of this job, mate. We all were stunned and moreover were figuring out how he did it. Like he took his shit in his hand and drew it like a painting holding the color palette? Did he do it all alone or was it a gang doing graffiti? Moral of the story: do not visit Australia, we are all nuts. I keep farting at work. Guys, this is a serious post, okay? Let me just summarize what I do at work first. I clean and sweep the chairs at this barber shop and sign people in when they come. So I'm standing there, one huge fucking fart bubbling up and ready to go nuke the whole place. As it's ready to escape my arsehole, I look around and make sure no one's near me. So I let it rip slowly just to make sure that it's silent. It is. Great. This one barber, let's call her L, is done with her customer and is heading my way, to the hazard zone, so that the customer can pay. Fuck. 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 Now, since COVID has ruled over everything, all the workers have masks. But my fart is so damn toxic I can smell it crystal clear through mine. I inhale a lot, and I walked away to clean the chair, sweating and hoping that she doesn't smell it. From there on I try to keep my gas in just to make sure that no one smells it, and I let it go in the bathroom. That I fucked up on too, as one of them was louder than a train. I don't know if my CO workers are just being nice and not mentioning it, or they genuinely don't know. TLDR, I let a gas bomb loose and a CO worker has probably smelled it. I have no clue and live in constant fear. I'm an adult, but I still can't sleep at night unless I'm hugging a plushie. Since I was a kid, I've loved hugs. In pre-K through elementary school I hugged my teachers non-stop. I'd wake up from nightmares and go to my parents' room just to hop in bed and hug my mom and/or dad's arm and fall asleep beside them. As I started approaching late elementary I realized that hugging people excessively is weird and can understandably make many people uncomfortable, and I couldn't sleep in my parents' bed forever, so it wasn't long before I started collecting plus highs to cuddle instead. My dad took my brother and me to a lot of arcades when we were kids. I looked forward to this a lot since they always had a ton of plus highs to win. Sure, they were either cheap or too small to give a good hug, but they were easy wins and I would always pile a ton on my bed to make a large huggable pile instead. I freaking love dragons/reptiles, so I seeked out those plus highs in particular. I was content with the arcade plush quality, until one time my brother won me a giant snake plush and a giant purple dragon, and those were amazing to hug. Having the snake wrapped around me felt secure, and hugging the dragon's arm while its wing draped over me like another blanket felt so cozy. Then, when I hit college and started sort of becoming a weeb, I discovered the amazing, beautiful nature of Japanese plush. Oh my god, I don't know what it is, but plush from Japanese stores feel 10,000,000,000x better than Western plush. They're made of a soft, stretchy fabric, and whatever they use for the stuffing is squishy with a satisfying toothsome nature to the squeeze. Like a really soft, pillowy stress ball, the ideal hugging texture. Many of these plush also are in a rectangular/cylindrical shape, ergonomically fit for hugging, and some even have hand-warming slots, so they can hug your arm back. And I find these plush to last a lot longer than other plush I've had, retaining their softness and shape after years of nightly hugs. Not to mention they look absolutely adorable. I've got my arm around a sushi cat as I type this. 3. I'm literally finding myself investing into better quality plush because a nicer plush helps me sleep better for longer. Plush shopping is a tactile experience as I find myself looking dumb hugging multiple ones until I find the plush that gives the best feeling squeeze. I've made my plush pile a lot smaller as I grew older, replacing my mountain of cheap plush with a small group of much nicer plush. But I can never seem to make the pile smaller than that. I can never completely stop owning plus highs. I thought I would outgrow this by now, but it seems like I'll never be able to sleep at night without something in my arms. There is just something about the tactile sensation of hugging something that just feels calm, like any anxiety or insecurity I could possibly have just melts away from my arms as I give a plushie a good squeeze. It's embarrassing, and even though I'm still pretty young for an adult, I know I'll still hug plus highs in my 30s and 40s. If I ever get in a relationship and share a bed with someone, I'll probably bring a plush to the bed with him, or likely I'll find myself constantly hugging him in my sleep. I know some people are sleep cuddlers and are fine with that, but I hate that I don't think I can control it. Whenever I'm on trips with my family and we have to share beds in a hotel, I usually end up hugging whoever shares the bed with me at some point in my sleep. For now, I'm grateful I'm still young enough where only a few people question my plushie hugging, and I'm happy that I sleep in my own bed so nobody really sees this outside of family or roommates. I'm super happy to have awesome plush on my bed to hug at night. I almost look forward to sleep and lazy mornings in bed. I still worry about people finding this out, but I'll probably learn to stop caring before I could learn to stop hugging. Because damn, cuddling a good plush is one of my favorite feelings in the world, and I don't think I could ever let that go. I got my whole class in trouble because of a penis. So in primary school, my class used to bully me because my parents were divorced. One day I had enough and came up with a scheme. Every week we'd have grammar and punctuation day where we'd go into groups and read to each other a text the teacher gave us. After 20 minutes, we'd hand the texts around until we got a new one. On the last rotation, my group got a text on the silverback gorilla. On my sheet of paper, I drew a small penis in blue ink and went to the teacher about it. The teacher then got everyone except me out of the class and discussed with them on graffiti and vandalizing, and if no one came forward on who drew the dick, they'd all have to pick up rubbish at lunchtime. No one came forward and everyone except me picked up rubbish that day. Then a week later we had a company give a talk to the whole year group on why you shouldn't vandalize and etc. I was very proud of myself. I lied about the date of my abortion to stop the biological father's family harassing me. My abortion isn't for a couple of days yet, but the bio father and his toxic family have been getting their friends and church people, I don't know what the collective term for people who go to their church is, LOL, to send me messages harassing me to try and convince me to continue with the pregnancy and give the bio father's mother the baby. I'm not putting my body through hell just to give these horrible people the baby, and I also do not care about their opinions, so I eventually just told them I'd already had the abortion and the harassment pretty much ended. Still get a couple of "you'll burn in hell" and things, LOL. When I was 10, I diarrheaed all over my best friend floor during a sleepover and they made me clean it with the clothes I was wearing. Here's the story. Not many people know this about me. So for some context, I always thought her house was haunted because of some stories she told me about some dead relatives. I was also friends with her older sister. We'll call my friend Sandy and her sister Gina. I am also a girl, which means I don't have a penis, important later. So it's about 12 a.m. and I get the urge to pee. I'm afraid to leave the room alone to go to the bathroom, and Sandy is already asleep, so I ask her sister to come. She says no and asks why I don't just pee in a bottle. So, she grabs me a bottle, I take my pants off and tell her to look away. I'm standing there, bottle to my vagina, exposed from the waist down, trying to angle myself into said bottle, when all of a sudden Gina looks at me and we both burst into laughter. Apparently, I laughed too hard because diarrhea immediately shot out of my ass directly onto their floor. It was a mess. Shit everywhere. Peas everywhere. It stunk. Before we even knew what happened, the literal shitstorm was over. Sandy is about 9 at this time and wakes up because Gina and are freaking out, as you naturally would when there's a mound of steamy, wet shit on your bedroom floor. Sandy looks directly at me, says you better clean that shit up, and goes right back to sleep. They were afraid that their parents would find out and they'd get in trouble, so as anyone would, they forced me to clean it with the clothes I had on. I was wearing a long black velvety skirt and remember watching the shit sink into the fabric. After I half-ass cleaned it up, we went to bed and I walked home, literally next door, the next day in my underwear with just a shirt and my shit skirt in a Cheez-Its box to surprise my mom with. Their room was carpeted and about a week or two later, I came back over and she had brand new linoleum floors in her room.